Hello my friends, I've been away from the page for quite a while, but I'm working on. I thought I should make a little bit of a repetition about what the method is like, and even though you have heard me before and maybe looked at my videos, it might be something for you too. Well, first, why am I doing this? I don't take any apprentices. I'm too careful with my free time. I want to just take off for a round of golf or, well, do something else for just like that. And then I am on a journey, just like you. Some people are really catching up with this, even some pros, although I also had some very familiar, or what do you say, some people, some icons of our time has gently told me that they didn't do this. And actually I don't care. If I had found another way of making violins that was better in my eyes, of course I would have taken that. But this is, well, I adopt this way of making because I think it answers so many unanswered questions about violin making, like how come the top is shaped like that and the back is more a long curve? How come, take a plate here, how come the scoop here is much more gentle than this one that more crashes out into the edge on the same plate? And how come well, the part outside, well, this has no F-holes yet, but the part outside the F-holes, well, I mean, Sacconi told us that Strad made this beautiful channel here, and therefore we also do it. We want to make a visual copy of what the great Strad did. And so on. I told you a little bit about this in my previous videos. Also, of course, the back plug. There are several explanations why it should be there. Some are really conspiratoric, but I think I have an idea that, well, could be. So, what's the method like? Well, the method is to buy scratching or just, well, I don't know the word for it, but this sound, if I do it on the same place for a while, I get a pitch. And then when I move to another place, it should be the same. Now the outside should be about the same wherever I go, because this is finished so far. There is another way to try the pitch, and that is to tap from the underside. That should also, of course, be the same pitch. So, of course, there are some very minute differences, but I'll come back to that. Then when you've done the outside, I mean, even though you have a flat surface, so this one is flat, but even though that's flat, it should be the same pitch all over. So when the outside is finished, we turn the plate and hollow out the inside. On the top I go down to about 3.5 millimeters all over. This is actually what I could find, this, you know, the tool with a spike coming down like this. Some people are thinking that's should be the final thickness, but I think it's a good tool even to scratch. You get scratch marks or tapping like this all over, and it's to make the rough thickness, so you don't have to start like with a very thick plate and work yourself down. And then the first part after doing that is to establish the pitch, or actually the pitch in the middle, and that should be the same as the pitch on the outside. And the easiest way to do that is to tap from the outside and inside, and that should be the same. And from there we go out to the rest of the plate, but on the top we leave I don't know if it's obvious, but I left a part here and here because that has to be thicker so far, because when you turn it around and you make the F-holes, something happens with the pitch here. Suddenly outside the F-holes, the pitch is higher, much higher, and especially high is it on the very end of the the lip or whatever going into the F-hole. So that is why I think they did it. Then it has a purpose. It's not just like slavishly copying something that someone said or Strad did or whatever. So when you make that pitch go out in the outside of the F-hole, you end up with this channel that people copy visually. Okay, so we make our pitch go even. I've done some of this. Here it's higher, you hear? So here I have to take off. Another thing that happens when you work with a plate is that even though you think you made a perfect thickness here, or the perfect pitch, I don't care that much about thicknesses. Could come back to that later. Even though you make the perfect pitch in the middle here and you work yourself out, down and up, and then what you do is that you take out here, that leaves a higher part here, and the pitch is even when the curve is unbroken. If it goes like this, it will rise here. So after a while you will notice that when you tap from the inside it's lower and outside it's higher. That means take away here. You can also go by scratching. But so far I have the same pitch, but this will be higher after a while. I have some comments on my videos, and some people end up with a depressing thing that they've taken out too much. And I have to warn you that this change in pitches is very, very sensitive, maybe. So even with a scraper you can change the pitch. Then you understand that going with a finger plane really makes a difference. So very, very careful. I also made my latest video telling you that suddenly I abandoned this making a flat area here that should be the same pitch all over. And with that method you end up with a approximate height of between 14 and 15 millimeters. But there are so many violins by our great idols, Strad and Del Gesù, that are much higher than that. And not only higher than that, the strange thing is that very often the top is higher arched than the back. It's very obviously going to Guarneri book from Peter Westerlund. We had 25 Guarneris with an arching template, and you can see that very often the back is lower arched than the top. And that's strange, because with a string and a bridge pressing down, the top should go down and the sound post should press the back out. So it should be the opposite. This makes me think that maybe they purposely made the back a little bit lower in arch and the top a little bit higher. Also, this when you leave the method I explained first with a 15 millimeter arch and go 16 maybe, then you also end up with a pitch that is conforming all the way to the very edge here, where it suddenly rises. But the rise should be very at the outside of the arching, because if you have the rise here and it's lower there, then you have to sort of chase the high pitch all the way out to the channel. Well, I can say a word about why I think the back should be pressed out more. Well, as I said, the sound post presses the back out, and on almost every old violin you can see, if it's not reshaped, but on some violins you can see a very brutal rise here. That is where the sound post has pressed it out. And that should also get the whole middle part much higher than it was from the start. which I think it was. Okay, I'll be back.